Hi, friends. Welcome to our second game from Europe. My name is Bart. That's Brandon. As we pop into the center of your screen here, it's Cloud9 HyperX versus Exposed Secrets. Left side of the screen are the HyperX boys. Right side, Sec. And, well, the bans are starting to come through.
Ooh,
Mercury banned out by
curious.
Cloud9.
It's always weird to me when a first pick character gets banned out by first ban.
Yeah.
Why not try to grab it for your team? Maybe they're going to aim for Geb here. Cloud9 does have option as Janice gets banned away. Jean Quay getting taken out. Exposed Secrets will likely ban Geb here, so we'll get through in a pretty normal fashion.
Yeah, final ban is going to be Freya coming out from Sec.
Whoa.
So Geb, Ra, notably available. Ra is going to be considered and locked.
Okay.
Ra becoming like more and more and more of the favorite pick in mid. And, well, if you follow competitive Smite for any length of time, you will know that Ra is basically the god of sine waves. It's like number one pick, never picked. Number one pick, never picked. And nothing changes. He just never gets nerfed or buffed. Kind of like how Agni used to be, where you just be like, people just stop playing him, then all of a sudden be like, oh, right, he still does like thousands of damage for free. But with Ra recently, it's been this Warlock Sash, Book of Thoth, mid lane build that's been more and more popular.
Yep. Geb Thor getting taken away. Left side, Apollo and Nua. Notably, Rama has not been locked yet.
Yeah, no lock from Rama yet. Geb and Thor are going to be supplemented now by perhaps the Babby. And Babby, yes, indeed. Indeed it is. So it will be Vamana.
I like this. Make sure that Exposed Secrets get some of their big picks right here. Thor's going to get grabbed, Vamana, and they have Geb to protect it. That is huge.
Second banning phase coming through. Broden
I'm
removed.
not
Not sure
even-
why you would
I'm
ban
not
him
on
in
board.
this situation.
I think he might be bottom 5.
He does not do very well for himself, does he?
Early game, he is the scariest character in the game. It might be rule number 1, don't fight the Allfather now. But 15 minutes
Yeah.
and he turns into a pile of jelly.
You know what I want to see here out of Exposed Secrets?
He's just sticky.
Well, it wasn't a Vulcan. It wasn't what I was going to say, but it is a Vulcan nonetheless is what we're going to get here.
Oh.
But I really want to see Scylla for this team.
I
think
want to
she
see
has
Scylla on every team.
Crazy synergy.
She's
with
broken.
Thor.
She's crazy synergy with everybody.
Thor and Geb, those knockups and those kind of guaranteed stuns, range stuns, have such synergy there. But the final pick from Cloud9 HyperX is going to be the Fenrir to go into the solo lane versus what ostensibly is Vamana, and they take Bacchus as their support as well. Final pick from Exposed Secrets. It is going to be likely their mid laner. I would expect Vulcan to be going to the solo. I'm sorry, Vulcan to be going to the... Wait.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Scylla.
So they
Wait. Vamana's solo. Vulcan or Scylla are ADC for this game.
Yeah, looks like it. Scylla Hunter role, I think. I think we're going to see Funballer pick that up, in fact.
Maybe Funball heard me complaining that we haven't
Maybe
seen
he did.
Scylla ADC
And
in
we
like
know how
months.
much Funball respects you, so...
I don't know if that's a joke or not.
I just assume that it's a joke. I don't know. I just said it, and I think it's probably a joke. But, yeah, it's going to be Hunter role, Scylla, it appears here. At least in the duo lane, if not enter that Hunter archetype.
Wait a second. Why does Optics have Fenrir?
Because they're running mid lane Fenrir. Duh.
Yes. Somewhere TV is very excited.
Well, they also are playing with a sub here on the side of Cloud9 HyperX.
Oh,
Yaman.
indeed. Yaman in place of NQ.
No, NQ's there.
Oh, NQ is there. So who's Yaman?
It's going to be in replace of the jungler.
Oh, that means Optics will be jungling, and Yaman's going to be going mid.
I suppose so.
Huh. Interesting.
Life is crazy, Brandon.
I was kind of excited for the mid-ven. It's really scary.
Mid lane Fenrir?
I think that plays to why Optics is picking up Fenrir. It might not be maybe super notable in the jungle. Picks a character that has very easy rotations, a lot of early game damage, maybe allowing his team to get into the late game and then maybe just try to play an assassin role. Right side, Funball, it looks like, does have Scylla.
Yes, so we'll be Funballer pairing up with Half Devil on the Geb. So you have the knock-up into Scylla ultimate that is unavoidable. Period. That's unavoidable.
Cripple, Shockwave, if she hits the cripple and starts I'm a Monster and he shockwaves out of the cripple, if you don't beads before that wave hits you, you will die.
You're done. And, well, you can expect a blink out of Half Devil sooner rather than later here to help facilitate that combo and, of course, give him pressure around the map. But
True.
The drafts are in, and they are, well, it's like double Christmas here. We got Fenrir Nua on one side, and we got Vulcan Scylla on the other. My goodness.
You know, if Optics actually finds a pick in the mid, gets just a huge pull coming out onto...
Look at the damage they take from the turret here.
NQ has been playing this game long enough to know that he can attack that at max range and not take damage. There's no excuse for him taking a couple hundred to the face right there.
Vulcan out of control right now, 180 player damage, leading all players.
Starting off,
Like
everything's going to be pretty normal here. No crazy invasions. Expected, given the fact that Cloud9 does have a sub, not something you usually see.
Well, guys, if you are just joining us, this is game number 2, our final game out of Europe here, what is Cloud9 HyperX versus Exposed Secrets. Cloud9 is running a sub in Yaman there in the mid lane as their Ra. Also important to note, this is being played on the Kukulkan patch. This
right.
is not on the latest Sylvanas patch, so not only is Sylvanas not in the game, also the balance changes, therefore, are not in either. So that is why you do see, in the case of a Heavy Hammer start, which you don't have in this game, curiously enough, we'll talk about that in a minute, you can still buy Hog or Boots with it, and as well as a couple items not being available, and Mercury still unnerfed.
Zaylia, in this case, I think just wants to sit here and farm for the next month. Get big and then just destroy people. Frostyak taking a lot. No follow-up from Optics, which is strange. Frostyak trying to move forward. I think after yesterday's Ymir debacle, he might be a little bit too afraid to pick the character. He got shut down real hard yesterday and has gone into Thor today. But and is in a lot of trouble right now.
Yeah, if Brutalize comes out, he could be in some trouble, but no, it will not. They can't fight into that many minions, can Cloud9 at this point. So Frostyak's still going to eat some in-hands from NQ, who's going to trade with those minions.
Shiny Metal as well.
Yeah, just to make sure that Frostyak does not have a great opportunity to rotate out and try to steal an XP camp or a buff camp away here.
Oh, Frostyak getting some damage onto Optics, actually a lot, and Zaylia does not answer, which is curious. I thought we were going to see maybe a knock-up. I guess he hasn't taken Clear the Path yet, likely level 2 into Armored Umbrella.
Yeah. Getting that Umbrella Rang is just so good at clearing out waves in addition to the Armored Umbrella. Both of those, you can really max either ability on Vamana.
Yeah.
One gives you more burst damage, one gives you more utility slightly and a little safer farm.
Yeah, the Umbrella Ring will actually do more damage to creeps. It does more damage if you hit both. Armored Umbrella is just burst damage, a little bit less, but you're guaranteed to hit it.
Yeah, and really the big thing that's overlooked on that ability is the fact that, well, that's all I thought is Frostyak's actually making a play for the red here. Will he get it? It looks like he won't. No, actually going to get the reset out.
He's in trouble.
He's going to take a lot from Yaman.
He's dead.
He's dead as Optics comes through as well. First blood going to the side of Cloud9 HyperX with a ill-advised rotation. Spotted out easily by the Cloud9 boys, and they take advantage of that one.
Already, early on, we're seeing Frostyak show weakness. Now, this was the person that we claimed easy MVP coming out from the LAN tournament, and a player who has done extremely well in the subsequent games up until yesterday. And now, right now, he is maybe in a little bit of a slump here. He needs to work his way out of it. It seems like he's getting over-aggressive now, kind of overstaying his welcome, overplaying his hand, and he's paying for it.
Over in the duo lane, Half Devil and Emilito just clapping at each other. Just spamming clap emotes while the waves are being cleared. But Emilito going to need some damage for his trouble there. And, well, Funballer's level 5, so kill potential online.
Oh, if he gets a knockup.
Well,
he gets a knockup, Art.
He doesn't get a knockup, Brandon. He just doesn't do it.
No, I don't know why Half Devil didn't go in there. They had the advantage.
I'm not sure if they think they can kill Emilito. Granted, he can also leap out of that route, so the shockwave timing has to be really spot on.
Which route?
Oh, no, the Scylla route cripples. That's
yeah,
right.
It's a cripple. No, yeah, he cannot do that.
None of that then. Leaping in here is Optics. And he's going to fire off that Ragnarok as well. They're going to be looking for Shadow Nightmare, but he's going to port out. The Kev Shield is there as well for the Vulcan. There comes the Vulcan Ultimate. It's going to do a lot of damage. Emilito down. He will fall. The return kill comes out from Exposed Secrets. And now it's the chase is on. Youngbei in some trouble. I'm a Monster is available. And the knockup, as you mentioned, could be coming through any moment. Youngbei going to dash through. Are you indeed a Monster, Funballer? Are you?
Oh, Mesmerize going to slow him down. He's crippled. He's slowed. The crush will come through. And look at Funball right there, not blowing up the crush, using it for utility to make sure he could just slow it down.
Funballer didn't take the ultimate. That's why we're not seeing it come out.
Oh.
He's actually going to be maxing his 1 and his 2. He took... he did.
Nope,
he fired the ultimate and missed it.
Okay.
We did just miss that. Okay, so it did take it. But that's pretty unconventional to not take one of the best ultimates in the game for burst damage.
At level 5, I could see it. Level 6, no way.
Yeah.
So Funball does find himself a kill right there, saving the crush not only for the kill potential, but to use it as a slow, which is so smart. Putting him a little bit ahead. Level 2 Boots online, still has 400 gold in hand. Will we see beads? Will we see Aegis? He leaves the base. It looks like he is just going to try to play that hunter role, rush that damage down.
That's one thing about Crush we haven't seen use a tremendous amount in that regard, is that kind of persistent AoE slow.
Right.
We used to see it a lot, not on Scylla, but on Agni. With that Gem of Isolation Noxious Fumes combination.
So frustrating.
But Scylla has that built in without Gem of Isolation.
Right.
But that's not something that you ever really hear about being a big balance concern on the God, even though it is extremely powerful.
Also, don't forget, Scylla, as she levels her moves up, actually gains extra effects, part of her passive. She'll gain 20 damage for each move that's maxed out, on top of the fact that each one gains a unique advantage as well.
Right side of Thor ultimate's out.
Oh, that's right. They're going to go for it. A lot of trouble. NQ trying to get away here. They're diving. Optics actually find Shadow Nightmare as Frostiak right there, and Xaylia negate the push and stop for it. Now, they have a lot of creeps here. They're rushing back in. Xaylia misses clear the path, but I think the wait was really smart. Using their cooldowns when they came back up made for the kill just being much easier. Exposed secrets now.
They're getting rotated
3-2, but they're in trouble here.
Yeah, the target's got to be Xaylia. I mean, they really need to kill him off. We've seen Xaylia take over games plenty of times. There's the clear the path. They didn't find the stun in time. Optics should be able to leap back in here. Knock up, double stun. They stacked it up there, and that's going to be trouble. As they're going to try to dive here. Intoxicate's not going to be enough. Emilito may fall here. Indeed, he will. That last tower shot ripping through him, and the spin to win is there as well. And, well, Cloud9 with a sloppy rotation there didn't make it happen for themselves and give some back, losing their Bacchus, which means, well, it's more room for Funballer to continue farming up. And Scylla scales perhaps the best out of all gods with levels in the game.
Yes, absolutely. Like I was talking about before, you know, he maxes that too. It now gives a magic reduction, or a protection reduction while they're standing in it. He maxes out the single cripple becomes now an AoE, hitting up to 3 targets, maxing the ultimate, gaining extra movement speed, being able to utilize just better movement in the jungle, lining up the shot a lot better. There's a lot going for the character.
Not to mention getting additional magical power per ability maxed.
20 magical power actually makes it a little bit more prudent at level 13 to max out your second ability as opposed to picking up another level in Crush.
Well, it does look like the left side camps are going to go the way of Cloud9. There's a bit of a stagger on the camps there, so we won't see much more coming out. Half Devil going to take a bit of harass from Optics, but at only level 7, he's starting to fall behind the level 8 Thor, even with a death to his name.
Oh, mid lane again. Optics going super deep. Nice beat. Super late coming out from Shadow Nightmare, baiting Frostiak perfectly right
what
there.
A placement of that wall by Frostiak to force Yaman into really only one position. He was cut off by that ultimate from the Vulcan as well. Shadow Nightmare with a nice placement there, but wasn't needed. Nonetheless, a 2-kill swing going on the side of Exec, and Xaylia is going to find NQ as well. Make it 3.
You could have said right there that Yaman was stuck between a rocket and a hard place.
Hey!
Because it's a
rocket. Nope, I'm there with you.
Okay.
I wish I wasn't, but I am.
All right. Midcaps respawning on the right side in just a second here. Xaylia getting a lot of free farm. Exposed Secrets just laying waste to Cloud9 so far. Though, 5 kills ahead, I expected a little bit more than 1,600 gold.
Yeah, but I would have expected just about 4,000 to 5,000 experience lead, which they do have.
Yes, sir.
When you have an experience lead and you have a Scylla, you're feeling good.
Oh, yeah. But then again, he's level 9. Not too far ahead of Young Bae at level 8. Experience per minute actually dictates that they're about 100 apart per minute, giving Funball a pretty decent advantage if he can continuously presses it. Right there, I'm not sure if Half Devil gave that experience to Funball. In fact, I don't think he did. I think that was kind of a waste of a rotation.
Yeah, well, you know, top farm in the game right now belonging on the side of Thor, it appears here. Frostiak, 5,080 net worth, so doing quite well for himself. Shadow Nightmare in a bit of trouble in the mid, but Half Devil once again there with the shield and finding a lot of success from the back of it. Xaylia may be diving NQ again here.
Yeah, poor NQ is just getting bullied.
Yeah, and there's not even a heavy hammer.
You know, we see this.
Mid lane, Frostiak not going to make it to the sky in time. Down he will go. No Geb shield going to be enough to hold him out there. Half Devil going to avoid the stun from Emilito as well. The follow-up. Young Bae actually comes crashing in on the Funballer on the rotation. It's going to get a lot of damage from that Crush and Root combination, but nothing cooking. They don't want to go back into this one. Funballer, of course, does still have that ultimate available and has, well, kill potential on any target at this point.
You know what I haven't considered is the actual escape potential and the routes you would have to take to get out of the Vulcan ult while I'm a Monster is activated. If you have to beeline out of the ult, or it'll kill you. And if you beeline, you're guaranteed to run into what could be a telegraphed I'm a Monster. Their space control on this team is completely... Okay, speaking of ridiculous, why is there a Mark at the Vanguard again? Second item?
I don't know. Hold on. Mid lane, we do have some initiation going down. Emilito in a bit of trouble. Taking the air is Thor. He's going to come crashing in. He's going to need to port forward and do a lot, but actually that beam is going to deter him. There's a new ultimate. No, it is enough to kill Shadow Nightmare. And actually, Frostiak in some trouble as well. He's going to get zapped by Yaman. Somehow, Cloud9 scrapes 2 kills out of that.
I was just going to say about how I'm thinking Nua might be a little bit overvalued in AU, but jeepers creepers, thank you setting that up.
Yeah, he does have level 10, so just getting That
but then
ultimate's
this
starting to
happens.
rank
Oh,
up.
nice. Actually shot and return to Xaylia. Immediately turning that around, using the fog to help him clear. Not super strong right now, given the fact that he's level 10. Probably has maybe 2 levels into it. But still doing a good job of deterring. Not only that, finds a kill on the global and then helping the Fenrir Ra pick up another one. Cloud9 only 500 gold behind now and has shrunk that 5,000 experience difference down to 1,500, Bart.
Yeah, kills are valuable, especially on snowballing targets. So, but good news. Hextech, Xaylia, no deaths. Funballer, no deaths. Both of them with a lot of carry potential. Frostyak, a Thor amount of deaths. Right, Thor gets involved early and often, and well, he dies often from those initiations. But yeah, going back to that Mark of the Vanguard, no dot damage.
I don't understand what this could be deterring.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. There's no dots really between Funball or Half Devil.
There's not a single dot on that team.
Yeah, there's. Well, I don't know. We'll see if it works out from here. Left side of the lane, they're pretty deep. There's an ultimate that's going to be used by Half Devil now. Funballer, I am a monster.
Got him.
Bam.
Oh,
Only
but
don't
doesn't
take
kill
damage.
him.
Not a
Super
kill,
tanky.
but Zoe,
yeah.
Sikkim, in hand. There, that's enough. The last in hand. Youngbei going to try to actually do enough damage to Half Devil
Misses
here,
the
but
crush.
yeah, he's going to actually try to take this
Oh,
guy. Snipe
from
is
the
big.
back.
Snipe is big. They should be going for Funball
No,
here.
I
They
like
will
that.
indeed.
I like
Well
that.
played.
Don't get greedy. Don't look for both. Take your kill and retreat. Smart play from Youngbei and a beautiful, textbookly, amazingly perfect rotation right there coming out from the sub Yaman.
Well, speaking of the rotations being successful, Frostyak makes his way to the right side lane, and they find a double up against Optics and NQ, and they're going to take a tier 1 off this as well. Trade advantage going to Xsec. It looks so good for Cloud9 there with that turnaround in the lane to kill off Funballer for the first time, but they lose a lot on the right side.
That's right. Tier 1 going to go down, and there's not even a rotation coming through on the Tier 2, but it looks like Xaylia has had enough for one run and will head back with about 1,000 gold in hand. You're going to see those boots get finished up.
Also, do want to point something out as well. Anytime we have Half Devil playing in games, you look in chat, and there's tons of people speaking in Israeli.
What do you, really?
Yeah, they come out for it, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the national pride for their native son Half Devil coming out. So shout outs to everyone viewing from the Fertile Crescent area, whether it is Israel or Palestine or wherever you might be from. Thank you for joining us today.
I also think Half Devil is a very cool tag.
Half Devil?
Yeah, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
It's clever, it's witty, it's rolls off the tongue very well. It's easier to say than Fexes.
FXs.
Left side, we're going to see Amelito rotate back in. Just trying to clear the wave. He's actually going to take a lot of damage for that. Oh, nope, wait. Mark of the Vanguard. He didn't take that much at all, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it makes, I guess, sense in this fact of, like, if you want to initiate into creep waves a lot.
He got the boots online very quickly.
Yeah, he got super fast boots.
But he's still behind the gold.
It gives him a little, it gives him that extra HP, right? It's really cost-effective HP. Optics is going to try to take Shadow Nightmare back towards Yaman, who's going to aegis out a lot of the damage, get away from the ult as well. Shadow Nightmare continuing to try to kite around in this fight. Apollo comes down, but it's only going to get, well, the Stone Shield down. Youngbei picks up a second kill in this fight as well. Thor and Vulcan down already. Half Devil looking to bail out here, but he's going to get picked up by Optics. This should be a Gold Fury for Cloud9, but they're going to be giving up a tier 2 on the right, it looks like. I don't think Nua can say really anything to Pamana at this point.
Oh, she's trying to chase down Funball in a lot of trouble here. Oh, but why didn't he cancel that?
Because he's a monster.
No, I'm talking about Optics. Why didn't he cancel that Brutalize and get the hell up out of there?
I guess maybe the thought is, let's secure the Gold Fury, right? If she uses I'm a Monster here on me, it's not going to do a lot of damage to our frontliners that are on the Gold Fury. Granted, he may not have needed to die for it, but the idea of zoning out the Scylla seems reasonable.
Either way, Optics 3, 3, and 4, that's not the best kill-to-death ratio, but considering the fact that he's in a sub-role right now, I am damn impressed. Going up against Exposed Secrets, doing this well, I think it's very impressive. And now Cloud9 has actually taken the lead back from what at one point was a 1,700 gold and 4,300 experience difference. Cloud9 answers back at the 13-minute mark, going into almost 14 minutes. They do have their lead.
Yeah, I mean, they've somehow wrestled this one back. Yaman 2-1-6 now on that Ra. One of the better sub plays we've seen in a long time. Like, what? What's going on here? Like, normally you see a sub come in and it's not this kind of like really sound mechanical game where you're hitting like snipes you should hit and are, getting nice items.
Half Devil.
Look at this kid.
Almost stealing it. Doesn't quite get it. Nice Mesmerize coming out right there from Youngbei.
But yeah, I mean, going back, Yaman, great sub. Great one to have on the roster for Cloud9.
That ultimate before to the back of
on the left side there was nasty.
Incredible.
Yeah, and he's just been playing a really, really
I've
sound
not seen
mechanical
this
game.
name before.
I haven't either.
This is a new sub to me, at least, and he's been doing a great job. Maybe it's just a name change.
Maybe it's Pain to Be On.
Oh, my God. Studies show that it could be Paint Divion.
I think it's Harvest.
Could you even imagine? I would be so offended.
Zaylia, they're gonna try. They're gonna try to close in on Zaylia, but not gonna find much.
Oh, Yaman's in trouble here, though.
He's gonna. Yeah, he realizes that Vulcan Ultimate's gonna cut off his path. He tries to go back into that one and kite away. No dice. Half Devil does get picked up, and that's a ridiculous looking sight
I've
right there.
never seen
I don't think I've ever seen that either.
Half Devil will be able to escape
Bay. Cloud9's made a call to fight here.
Oh, they're investing a lot of ultimates here. Cloud9 is completely scattered. They're going to dive down. The fumble gets caught. Ooh, actually will go down as well. Here comes Frostiak trying to return this one. Emilito's Youngbay's pretty much there as well. Here comes the Nua ult. Not going to deter. Emilito not going to be able to run away from that one. He will be traded out. But even so, they did a decent amount of damage there. Oh. What do you?
I guess he was trying to. Frostiak just ulted into the tier 2, trying to catch the Apollo back.
Oh.
Did not find it.
That would have been cute.
I tried.
Mid lane tower, I can't imagine Optics can hold this one. Oh, but Lord, he's going to try. Actually going real deep here, diving through a lot, clearing out the creeps, clearing out a lot, getting Youngbay back in there. He does manage to hold and is turning his sights now very smartly to Frostiak, chasing him away, and Optics showing amazing attunement in the jungle.
Yeah, he's done a nice job with the Fenrir.
Yeah, this is not something I would have expected him to be able to do, given his normal, very passive gameplay.
500 gold behind Frostiak, so let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Also
right,
down
but
2 levels.
Frostiak was also the MVP as the jungler in a LAN tournament with a prize pool of almost $40,000. Optics is a mid laner who has been performing kind of in the median comparatively, but this jungle game he's had is pretty phenomenal. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that it's a little bit off. It's kind of off the standard path of Fenrir's is we've seen a lot of Ragnaroks coming out. It feels like he's using his ability closer to where it's on cooldown. And he's not afraid to throw it out. And a lot of times you see Fenrir's holding it to set up for, the big wombo combo ultimates.
See, I like it better using it on cooldown. That's why you buy the Jotuns.
Yeah, that's right. And he's just kind of using it to reposition gods anytime it seems like he can do half of their HP. Not necessarily always looking for kills with it. Granted, he is 3-3-4 now. He hasn't been involved in a tremendous amount of fights. But he's done a nice job with it. I mean, it's a different style, but Optics has been effective with it.
Curious Sentry Ward placed majorly defensively on the right side. Clears out his enemy's ward as well, so I guess they did spot that one out. So far, Exposed Secrets still behind. They do lead by 3 kills, but they're down 1,000 experience and 1,400 gold. And I have to look at that one. Straight up, Funball 7,800 right now. You go across the way at Youngbay, he's at 87. I mean, that's kind of where the deficit is.
This is one thing we didn't really cover much because we didn't have much of a kind of a pregame moment for this is that this is a big game for Cloud9.
Yeah.
This win over XSEC actually puts them in a great position.
Right now they're 7-7. And if you look at SK's at their 6th win right now.
Yeah, SK's making their way back up. Cloud9 gets a chance to knock off the top seed overall and help their position out quite a bit.
SK faces TSM tomorrow, whereas C9 will be facing off Mortality, but then C9's done for the week, and then SK still has a matchup against Exposed Secrets. They actually have an attempt here to take over 4th seed this week.
Yeah, SK does. They do indeed.
And Cloud9 does not want that. In North America, there's not as much contention.
No.
We're pretty close to locked at this point. While mathematically it's
Chunks
not
has to win out. Thirst is out.
Yeah, Thirst is out. Chunks... they have a very unlikely road.
Now, we can qualify this. Out isn't really done with competition. It means that they're now fighting over the number 1 or number 2 seed in relegations versus the top 2 Challengers Cup teams in North America.
Exactly. But you look in Europe, Team Coast far behind, but SK could actually knock Cloud9 down. And in EU, you don't want to get down. In NA, the Challenger Cup teams are good, but they're still a bit behind the Chunks in my assemble. Whereas SK, Team Coast, Cloud9, they're going to have trouble with Team Agilitas or the Potato Boys.
Yeah, both of them look quite good. Speaking of a good look here, XSEC is going to force a Gold Fury fight out of
look at
Cloud9.
Optics.
Optics is right there. He's in place. Emilito.
Oh my god, it doesn't reset. It does reset.
Frostiak and Zaylia going deep here. Yaman in a lot of trouble as the baby is sprinting. One more will do it, and indeed he will pick it up. NQ not sure why. He's throwing out in-hands onto the baby. That's just going to make him heal more. And, well, Zaylia is going to bug out of this fight and look to put some damage out onto Bay.
How is
and
that
Bay
alive?
with the knock-up. Instant cancel from Zaylia into the damage. In comes Frostiak again with no HP. But they will get the backfire kill. Optics is going to get picked up by Funballer here. Looks like the crush is there. Doesn't matter. Deicide comes out for Cloud9 HyperX. XSEC has an opportunity now to pick up this Gold Fury with all members of Cloud9 down. And Emilito going to be the first one coming back up, but not for another 10 seconds.
Cloud9, like we were saying, this is going to hurt. If they go down to 7-8, and then SK wins another game, we're looking at something very close to a tie here in the 5th and 4th place slots. 1,500 gold going to be added to the coffers, and that's going to put Exposed Secrets back in charge. 1,500 gold in the lead on top of 2,000 experience. I'm sorry, 3,000 experience.
So, how the tables have turned. Once a 3,000 experience lead in favor of Exposed Secrets, now going the way of Cloud9.
And then now back again to Exposed Secrets.
That's right, and now we're back to Exposed Secrets. So the whole thing is fun, boys. I don't even know what to tell you here.
You caught me again.
I know.
I get caught every time. I'm a little afraid.
You're free now. You're all free now.
Bottom side, Optics. I think Optics had an amazing play again. I know I'm talking about him a lot, but he forced a reset in there against 4 people while his team was able to get to the back line, but there wasn't any damage done. Optics didn't get much damage himself, forced out some beads, but then NQ didn't find the line that he was looking for. Youngbei got basically no damage off in that fight at all, and then Emilito did not have any control, especially comparatively to Half Devil, who somehow escaped from that fight. They put way too much into Geb, and Geb still escapes because he's Geb.
Yeah, you know, in this situation, I feel like Cloud9, one of their more potent offerings for this lineup is the fact that they really could stick Apollo onto the dedicated split push here. Because they can fight 4v5 and stall out versus the Scylla if they don't get hard initiated on by Frostiak into the backline. And they can maybe get those just hyper damaged items out onto the Apollo before he really needs a team fight again, and maybe find a couple towers in the process. I think that's going to be their best bet. I just feel like it's not going to be that important to have Youngbei in the fights until he can like kind of take Funball out with a couple hits, right? Until he can really find a great kill, it's going to be tough there. But Funballer is going to get stone shielded out of that Ragnarok, but continue to pursue his Optics here, activating his steroid. Funballer going to activate the ultimate, going to miss there, and now the Brutalize coming out, and with the new ultimate as well, that's a free kill. Optics will get credit for it. However, Shadow Nightmare has made the rotation. In comes the Thor as well, and Yaman is going to be able to slow out Frostiak. Do they have the damage to deal with him? Stone Shield there again. Vulcan ultimate barely going to be missing in the backlines there. No one retreating, and Frostiak, of course, on his team, but Optics, he may get chased down with Mjolnir's ultimate.
Oh, that Ross knife, very, very close.
Frostiak is so lucky that his wall did not drop a moment earlier. He would have gotten easily killed. Emilito trying to continue to make praise. Frostiak wants to go over the wall, but Optics wants to re-engage. Stun's going to miss there. Pouring out of it now is Frostiak, but Optics should be able to chase one down. Brutalize 1, 2, 3. It's a race to the finish, and Frostiak out damages the Brutalize with the Berserker Barrage, the higher tick rate. Saves the day for the Exposed Secrets jungler. But in the meantime, Cloud9 will take the mid tower here and perhaps get some damage on the Shadow Nightmare as the Mez comes through. It's going to need about 2 auto attacks. Bay's missing a lot there.
Wow, and the backfire actually separates him from the pack. Throwing down now, he might lose a tier 2 here. It's getting pretty dim, but nope, you see Half Devil rotate back in. Youngbei doing his damnedest, but his damnedest not enough. They do rotate back. Overall, a big win there for Cloud9, evening the game up again. Oh, into the air, Thor. Keep your eyes on the minimap, guys. They're going deep. Youngbei actually jumping out of there right quick.
Youngbei's like, beads, Mez, run away, no problem.
Did you know I'm Apollo?
Yeah, there was a nuance done as well to keep Frostiak down, but Frostiak ain't done yet. He wants to continue fighting this, or at least steal an XP camp, get something out of that ultimate, and indeed he will. He'll pick up an XP camp for his trouble.
How do you like that, huh? Youngbei got your small camp.
On the other side of the map.
Oh, whoa, hey,
Hey, whoa, boys.
Fire Giant, what the?
That's an early one.
They're just going. This is oh God, I love this call. I love when like, I don't think they're paying attention, guys. Let's go for the Fire Giant. I don't think they have it warded. Oh, they're not rotating. Someone go to mid lane and just pretend we're not doing Fire Giant. Fire Giant's done. Let's go kill them now.
Yep. And that's when you just kind of go like, oh.
Cloud9's just like,
man,
son of a.
Ross Knight does some nice damage to Funballer there. I think he grabbed both of those Harpies as well, so small victories.
So what do you do here, your Cloud9? Do you just blame Emilito for not warding it? Is that just the go-to? Do you blame the solo for not checking it out?
No, it was countered. It was countered. There was a counter ward down. But I think he may have put the counter ward down and realized there wasn't a ward there. I wasn't watching right before it. But nonetheless, they did use a counter ward, so it's hard to say that it's Emilito's fault, so to speak.
So you can say that the support could blame the rest of the team for not checking it after he did his due diligence. There has to be blame somewhere.
Yeah, someone is blamed.
I play a lot of ranked, and from what I understand, there has to be blame.
There's always a scapegoat. But realistically, if you're Cloud9, how do you kind of get yourself back into this game? Well, I would really like to see Fenrir and Apollo in the exact opposite situation right at this moment. Right, like it should be Apollo pressuring the tier 1s on the opposite side of the map that the team's pushing.
Right. But he's not. I mean, he's stuck under tier
that's basically
2.
it. That's basically all there is to it. Ra is getting aggressed by Frostiak, and
he's doing a decent amount of damage. Yaman yamming.
We yamming.
That's not how it goes.
I want to yam it with you.
Actually, after that first snipe, I wouldn't mind.
You wouldn't mind yamming with me?
Getting
Get
some
a little
yamming
yammy?
going. Yeah. Tier 2 pushed down. Tier 2 in mid getting pushed down. Phoenix getting pushed in. A nice combination coming out, but again, they're throwing it into Shadow Nightmare, and he's not taking enough damage. Finally, we're going to see Xaylia ult just try to keep himself up. Weakening Curse has been used, though, to stop Xaylia from healing. In fact, takes a lot of damage, and there's the new ult. Won't be able to kill,
in the
but it'll
back
do a
line.
lot.
They're going to try to pick out Funballer. Funballer does get the kill on Emilito. Second Amo Monster coming through. There's the Vulcan ult to the top. Perfectly timed with Frosty X ult as well. Down goes NQ. Shadow Nightmare with a double off the back of that. Optics into trouble, knocked up as well, but the damage is going out onto Youngbei. Trying to re-engage and slow this down is Optics, but it's looking like he's going to fall as well. There's the Berserker Barrage. It is indeed going to be enough. 5 members of Cloud9 down. Xsec still has damage dealers online. Perhaps most importantly, Shadow Nightmare going to be able to put out a lot onto this Titan. The turret plus the spam of the meatballs is going to do quite a bit to the Titan of Order here. And, well, this could very well be the game for Xsec. They should be able to clear this one out. They have 9 seconds before Emilito comes back to life. Titan falling down to about half HP now. 3 seconds left for the tank. Getting down into the bottom third of its HP, 30% remaining. Here comes Emilito. She'll be able to zone out half Devil, but can he peel them off of his Titan? No chance for Intoxicate, getting knocked up. Titan getting very low. Can he find the kill? Emilito gets one on the Frosty X, trying to body block, but half Devil and the turret are enough to clean the kill up. Does get Thor off, but not enough to save it for his team. Exposed Secrets will take this one, even though Cloud9 wrestled back the lead a few times there. Funballer found the damage in that last fight, got an execute out, did a lot more damage, forced out repositioning as well from that last I'm a Monster, and finally a Vulcan Ultimate does what it's supposed to do and blows up a couple targets.
Hey, Scylla ADC.
And it worked really great from Frostyak, that ultimate, perfect timing as well. All things told, Exposed Secrets doing it the way they've done it in the past. Xaylia getting out of control farm. Shadow Nightmare doing just enough, right? That's kind of been, like, Shadow Nightmare is, like, never the reason why they lose, but he's never the reason why they win, it feels like.
Right. At least not for a very long time.
Certainly. That's right. Yeah. And well, Frostyak showing us he still got it here, moving back to Thor away from that Amir.
But we're going to talk about Shadow Nightmare as we go into a clip here showing you just how dominant Vulcan can be. Checking out his triple kill at the end there. Now, of course, we can't give all the credit to Mr. Nightmare. We got to look at Frostyak as well as he comes down with an absolutely beautiful ultimate. Check it out.
This one goes to the side of communication, boys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And then they're setting it up.
So they realize the disengage comes out. Look for the Scylla I'm a Monster here as Shadow Nightmare moves back. They take the new ultimate. I'm a Monster's coming out right now. First skill comes out. The second one goes, and he fires the ultimate just off where they're going to try to kind of escape from that as the Thor ultimate comes down, locking them in position. And at this point, you see Cloud9 realizes they're forced to commit all the way into this fight. There is no kind of falling back, and the Fenrir's, he's just trying to do enough damage to Thor to try to make it so that Titan kill isn't as easy. And well, they did have to work for it a bit. Bacchus finds a kill, but at the end of the day, it's another Exposed Secrets win.
That's right. Cloud9 falling deep into contention at 5th seed. They are 4th right now at 7 and 8. SK is 6 and 9, which means 1 win and 1 more loss will separate the two teams by nothing, and SK will have an attempt to work their way back. Remember, today is Friday, all right? So we have 2 more days of EU this week and then 1 more week.
That's right. Yeah, so there's not a lot of games left, ladies and gentlemen. So
I don't think people thought it was going to be as close as it is.
I did not, certainly. Although in EU it is extremely tight. I guess I did kind of think EU was going to be pretty tight. EU's always been really deep.
I'm telling you guys, if you're not watching those Challenger Cups on the weekend because you don't think the play is high enough, you need to check out SunTouch and the Potato Boys.
Where do you think Zindern came from?
Yeah, I mean, Pretty Prime and Agilitas, like those guys are no. Wait, what team did he leave?
Zindern?
Yeah.
Agilitas.
Ooh.
I don't think he ever started for them, but he was on the roster.
That's true, but now they lost the sub.
Okay, he was replaced by Repicos on that team early on.
All right, production throwing that in there. So there we go. But I mean, those two teams are nuts.
Yeah, they're really good strong.
NA, Vicious and Delicious is no joke, man.
They seem strong as well.
I have been playing with Kabam a long time, and ever since the first day where I found this kid, I mean, he wound up in one of my games just in a casual, and he was like beating Allied in mid lane, like Allied's Raw. No, Allied's Raw is where Allied started.
Yeah,
like that is serious business. So like that is no joke. I mean, Kabam has a lot. I think he's probably my rising star in NA.
Right. Well, we'll see how the Challengers Cup does shake out, guys. At the end of the regular season, we'll move into relegations and then into the playoffs through the regional lands as well. That does it for our Friday broadcast of Europe. North America is going to be popping off here at about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. But following this broadcast will be the Smite Showcase, guys. I believe that one's going to be popping off at 4, would be my guess. So stick around for that. Andy and Kelly bringing you all of the entertainment that you've come to expect.
I think we have a guest.
And we do have a special guest as well. You may know him as Sly Fox Hound. He's I'm lucky enough to call him my friend, and we're happy to have him here. Enjoy it on the Smite Showcase. That does it here for the Broadcast desk. For Brandon, I'm Bart. We'll see you next time. Starting on Saturday, you and I will be bringing them the entire day. So come back for us. We love you, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.